Trying to lose weight and get fit when you're in pain feels impossible until you realize this one truth. Most plans expect you to push harder, but when your body's already screaming at you, it's the worst thing that you can do. Hey everyone, I'm Christy Williford. I'm known as the pain-free miracle worker because after 8 years of dealing with chronic pain, I finally found the answers when doctors and therapists couldn't. Now, I'm helping men and women eliminate their pain, tone their body, and get stronger so that they can love the way they look and feel. Today, I'm sharing with you what I've learned in my own journey of fitness and weight loss while managing joint pain. So, there was a point where I couldn't get my body to respond to anything I was doing. It didn't matter what diet plan I was doing, it didn't matter what workout plan I was doing, and yes, I've tried them all. Ultimately, I hurt more the more I did. My body seemed to always be fighting against me. And like the results were underwhelming. If you've been on a weight loss or a fitness journey for any period of time, I feel like you know the industry standard, which is do more, eat less. Do more, eat less. Do more, eat less. That's literally what it is. Do more, eat less all the time. Like that's what everyone screams at you. Trainers, doctors, therapists, everyone. However, there's a huge caveat to that. If you've been dieting for weight loss for 20 years, it may not be the right method for you. And here's why. With reduced calorie intake, eating less, okay, than what your body requires to perform and do what it's supposed to do every day, your body has a cost that comes with that. Your body experiences a cost that comes with this. And that cost is reduced metabolism, reduced thyroid function, it's nutrient deficiencies. These things matter when you have pain more than what you'd expect. So the industry standard seems to remain the same. Exercise more, eat less, lose weight to have everything in your body fix itself. It's no pain, no gain, push harder, push through the pain. And it's this push mentality that when your body's screaming at you, it's not going to work. It's just not. It's going to make you worse. Whatever you're experiencing, it makes it worse. And the ways that your body screams at you, it's many ways. But here's some examples. You can't sleep at night. You have sugar cravings out the wazoo. You're stressed out. Your stress hormones are high. You're constantly stressed out. There's physical pain. You're adding body fat when everything you're doing is to lose weight or lose body fat, but you keep adding body fat. Sometimes you'll lose weight, but your body fat increases. Mental health gets off balance. So maybe you're experiencing some anxiety or some depression where you didn't usually have that in the past. There's many ways that your body screams at you. And to keep doing what you've been doing to get the result that you want, when that's not working, it causes your body to scream at you more. And there's a cost that's increase in injury, right? And so if you're having a pain in your body and you're doing all these things to fix it and it doesn't get better, you'll get worse either in that point of pain or in another one. So when your brain wants to keep you alive and your brain is communicating with you, but we don't really interpret it well sometimes, and you keep doing the same thing, it's going to scream louder. And when it screams louder, it could be at that same place or it could be something else that essentially would be worse. And so it's, hey, here's a problem over here. You're not doing this. You're not getting my messages. So let's go over here and do this. Hey, you're not getting my messages. Let's go over here and do this. And it keeps doing that until you dial in and get clued in to really take care of what's going on. So that's the first thing. If you have a long history of chronic dieting for weight loss, or exercising, over exercising, then the traditional eat more, move more, eat less, it's not going to be the best outcome for you in my experience. The second thing that I'll share with you is that diets are all made the same. Yes, there is research that shows that to lose weight, you eat less calories. There's a tipping point though. So if it's your very first diet, you'll have the best result ever. ever in your whole entire life the first time. And we always expect to have that same result the more times that we diet, but our body doesn't work that way, because the next time that you diet, usually what happens is you diet for weight loss, you get a result, you lose some weight, but then you have a rebound. Okay, and that's sort of the pendulum swing of the diet that your body does internally. So then you have a rebound, you have a weight regain. Okay, so then you're going to diet again, but because of what happens with your metabolism when you diet, which is that it reduces, so we reduce calories, and then our metabolism comes down. It's just, that's been shown in research for a really long time. It reduces your metabolism. And so because the metabolism gets lowered in that first diet, now where your metabolism sits at its optimal function is lower. So you have to reduce calories less. So then same thing happens, you diet down, you have weight rebound, and then the third time you diet, you have to eat less than you did on the second diet. And the fourth diet's less than the third diet. And the fifth diet's less than the fourth diet, and on and on and on. So over time, if you've been on 20 diets, your metabolism gets really dysregulated, and you have to eat like a dangerously low number of calories to go into like eating less to lose weight portion. Okay. So there's a tipping point to where focusing on eating an actual amount that your body needs to operate is going to be the best strategy, which is very scary for a lot of people, because we develop these habits of naturally eating less because we've sort of trained ourselves to do that over, let's say, the 20 years that you've been dieting. And so you train those habits because of the diets. So now habitually when I go to eat, I think because I've eaten a meal, I've eaten enough, but your meal could be 200 calories and you don't understand why 3 hours later you're hungry. And so there's a lot of little, I almost want to call them like tricks of the trade, but it's more like uncommon knowledge that people don't know when they're dieting, because many times coaches don't know it. Many times, they're not, like, people are not deep enough into the research. Nutrition and food is very scientific and numbers oriented. So if you're not good with science or numbers, or the anatomy of the body and the physiology of the body, it gets very confusing. Understandable, right? It's very confusing, and that's understandable. But there's a lot of like little pieces of uncommon knowledge that most people don't know. So it makes weight loss harder over time, and it shouldn't be. And so when we're under eating like that and we don't have the nutrition that we need, our body will break itself down to keep us alive with our brain. So it'll break our muscle mass down, or like whatever. It pulls from the body's resources. So instead of you having those resources to function optimally and to perform and have energy and to live your life and have joy and all these other things, then your body and your brain's really just using it to keep you alive. Okay, so that's the other thing, is like there's a whole thing with dieting for weight loss. And for me, in my experience of working with clients over the past 20 years, there's no one right way. So, like I have a lot of food allergies. So I don't do very good on vegan diets. I don't feel well on them. So it's like, if you're talking me into doing vegan, like I already know I don't feel well on that. So there's no reason for me to diet in a vegan way to lose weight. It just doesn't work for me. So in my experience, there's no one right way. I think that is a testament across everything. Like, find what works for you and then do that, right? So getting on a plan that feeds you adequate calories, knowing the differences between like your history and, like what you've tried in the past that may or may not have worked, but then also like how long have you been on a diet on and off, how and like what that's done to your body. So that's the other thing, is that diets are all essentially the same, that they're created in a way to reduce calories, to lose weight. But for long-term success, there gets to be moments of when you're not as restrictive, you're not dieting as much, you get to recover the diet period. So there's a recovery phase for dieting that gets to be appreciated and respected. And so being in sort of a cycle way where it's like, let's lose some weight. Okay, let's recover that. Let's lose some weight. Let's recover that. So there is a system to it and that works with your physiology, but finding a way of eating that supports you and brings you joy and allows you to enjoy life, and still gives you the result that you want is really, really important, while allowing yourself enough total food so that you have the nutrients so that your body can make those connections and do what it's supposed to do. The last thing I'll share with you on this is that when you have body pain or joint pain, your body's asking for a change. So if you're consistently working out and you have a regimen and you're doing that and you have some kind of pain, it could be that there's just a compensation that needs to be addressed, because that does happen. If your body doesn't work in a right way, it's going to compensate and, do whatever it needs to do to keep you moving or doing whatever it is that you're going to do. So if that happens, then, that gets to be addressed, and it doesn't mean keep doing what you're doing. Like, pain does not mean keep doing what you're doing. It means do something different, move in a different kind of way. So if you have knee pain, most of the time that's related to a hip problem. So instead of doing more exercises that are knee dominant, focus on your hip development, and then your knee pain will improve. Okay, it's kind of backwards, but not really, when you understand how your body all works together, because it is one system, right? So when you have pain in your body, it's asking you to do something different. And doing the same thing in a different way is not doing something different. So, for example, doing cardio, let's say you were running, okay? And then you said, oh, I need to do something different because my body hurts. And then you decided to walk. And then then now you still have pain, so then you decide to get on the elliptical, okay? At the end of the day, that's all still cardio. It's just a different way of doing it. So yes, you are doing a different modality of cardio, but you're still doing cardio, which means your body is still in the same repetitive pattern, right? It's still foot over foot, okay? It's just you go from running, which is more impact, to walking, which is less impact, to like an elliptical, which is also less impact. But it's still the same repetitive pattern. And so your body's still going to compensate in the same way, right? Instead, let's say you stop doing that and like you focused on strength training for a little while to rebuild some of the parts of your body that's not working so well. That's a totally different thing, and your body's going to respond to that differently. In thinking about what you're doing, like, are you still doing cardio, right? And like move your body in a different way so that it can heal and recover from the pain. It is possible. I've seen people recover pain that they've had for years. And it's just from doing something different and knowing what their body wants and addressing those pieces of it and helping their body mechanics and how they move get better and improve so that they don't feel that same pain. So to wrap this all up in a nice big fat bow, the things for you to remember are that the old adage of no pain, no gain, and just eat less, move more, doesn't work for everyone. And it mostly works when it's your very first time dieting for weight loss, or if you're actually taking the time to recover the diet that you've been on previously. Those are the times that more or less holds true, in my experience. Outside of that, it's a totally different strategy that you should do. And it does matter about your nutrition and what you're eating, and it does matter how you're moving your body, and your lifestyle also comes into play too. So if this resonates with you, make sure to hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications so that you can get more of my content like this, because I'm going to go deep on this channel. And it's time for people to know there is so much insider information that I'm going to share with you, and I don't want you to miss out. Thanks for joining, and I'll see you on the next one.